Obviously, we're just talking off what we know ourselves from our own experiences and stuff. So if you feel there's more we could have said, please let us know in the comment section below. It's a thing where no one's really experts, but no one here is experts in it, so we can only go off how we've dealt with things, how we've seen people around us deal with things, and how, yeah, it's how to make life easier for yourself. So yeah, I'll put, in fact, even in the description box, I'll even put like the websites for young people, like outreach programs and stuff like that. What's up, people? Hi guys.
Oh hi.
Oh hi. Hi. Like, hi. No, I mean like hi everyone. Like, hi everyone. Like, hi. Okay, so this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, if you guys didn't know, for young people. So today's video is going to be kind of different, a bit more mellow vibe, a bit more serious vibe, and we are going to be talking about mental health illnesses and stuff for young people. I'm all going to be going into uni, the black community, and yeah, just wherever. What's your names, guys?
Vito,
Bellotte, Sephora, Ruva, Rhea.
Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you guys is, what do you think triggers mental health issues for young people in general?
As opposed to them being born with it.
So one could be, so that's one case, one cause, because there's multiple stuff in it. So one cause is being born with a mental illness. But you here said bullying.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Uni.
Yeah. She said just uni, just uni.
Uni as a whole.
Just any life changes, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So going into the next thing, because I did some research and stuff, because I didn't want to just make a video and then just be talking aimlessly or just without knowing what's real from not real. I've seen, especially on the TL, in the black community, with parents, African Caribbean mentalities, that mental illnesses like depression and anxiety isn't really seen as a mental illness or as an illness at all, like in different cultures. Do you guys believe that? Or like, you guys hear that? Yeah.
But I never really acknowledged it as a mental health illness till I came to uni. I just thought maybe I had mood swings, or for me, I was born in an African and Christian home, so depression isn't really something that we discuss on the dinner table or something. So I never really acknowledged it that much.
I feel like we shouldn't put all Afro-Caribbean parents in like one pot, because I went on holiday and I have an auntie who suffers from depression. She's Afro-Caribbean. I can't say she doesn't agree with it. She does agree with it. Pretty much my mum's side of the family agrees with it. My dad's side of the family, it's not a thing.
Do you guys have any experiences like where you can all like know of anyone who has gone through a thing where they've had depression, or they've said to their parents, oh, you know what, I have depression, and their parents are like, no, they're not having it, kind of thing?
I feel like everyone's pretty much. Like, depression is such, like anything, someone can be depressed about anything.
Yeah.
But just because another person's view don't see that as depression, they knock it off like it's minor.
Yeah, because I was even listening to someone the other day. Yeah, they were like, they told their parents. The parents was like, oh, you need to go to church, you need to pray, like, and that's it. Like,
yeah, I was even gonna say that. Like, I've seen some cases where someone will be depressed and the only solution is, prayer. Because you have to think about it. Like, depression is a mindset, and you can't just pray and okay, the next day you're just gonna be fine. Do you get what I mean? Because you're depressed over something that's obviously triggered it. Do you get what I mean?
So what are we saying, that it's in a parent's eye sort of view, or a traditional sort of view, a culture? It, like, what is it behind it that where it's not seen as real or taken seriously?
I'd say maybe depending on like what background you have, what culture you grew up in. A lot of parents believe that their children are so strong that stuff like mental illness shouldn't be able to affect them because obviously maybe their ancestors have gone through so much more toil, so they believe that in this generation we should be able to handle anything that isn't physically tangible. But I don't think what they realize in this new and adapting world here, people our age, they're not able to deal with, they don't know how to deal with things, and because they don't have their parents to back them up, they can't really push or persevere through it the way their parents think that they would be.
And also, like, I feel like most of the time when you talk about being mentally ill, like when we normally say we're sick, like we take like paracetamol or whatever, we get better. But with mental health, it doesn't work like that. Paracetamol's not gonna make you not like go cry at home and cry every night. It's not gonna make you not self-harm. Like there's a lot of things that come with it, and taking medication doesn't cure you just like that. And I feel like most Afro-Caribbean parents don't look into that. I feel like there's not a lot of research about it out there as well.
And knowledge.
Yeah.
And knowledge.
So.
And most time they feel like your issues are minor, to be quite honest. That majority of young people don't really sit down and talk to their parents about issues because as an adult, well, in general, the older you get, the more difficulties you kind of go through. So they think compared to their issues, yours is nothing to really be threatened about. Like, why are you depressed type of vibe?
I think with age as well, with like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they're like, why are you depressed? You're still young, you still have the rest of your life. And it just doesn't work like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people that would speak like that, you know, like, so I was like, what is depression? Like, just get up and do stuff, like, sort it out kind of thing, and it's definitely not that. Like, from what I've seen people go through around me and stuff, and it's a thing where you got to kind of understand from a different point of view and kind of see, especially coming to uni, it's very easy to lose track with your mental health without you even knowing. Like, you have to like literally read through or like hear someone's story and then realize, you know what, I slightly have depression or I slightly am this. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, going into what I wanted to ask next, like, a lot of people assume that, oh, the whole thing of depression, the whole thing of being mentally ill, this and that, is all on girls and not on boys. Like, do you guys agree with that?
Nope.
What do you think it is that puts people in the mindset, oh, that girls are the ones to more start? Because normally, like, with the whole self-harming and stuff like that, people don't think, because no one knows what goes on behind everyone's closed door kind of thing. But people just assume, oh, it's just a thing where girls go through about insecurities and that's it and stuff. Why do you think that is kind of thing?
I think with boys, they have so much more to live up to, because boys are supposed to like
100.
be strong and
100%.
be these brave people, and like they can't cry. So I feel like they have a lot more to hold into themselves, which makes them even more sick. I feel like with girls, they express themselves through a lot more things. Like, whether if like say a girl's depressed because she doesn't feel she's pretty enough, she'll go put on makeup. A boy can't do that because he'll be seen as some type of way in the society anyways. So they have a lot more to store inside of them, which doesn't really help you to get any better at the same time. But I think it's just down to the fact that society sees men to be mentally stronger than women are naturally.
I think it's also like, you know, when a boy's young, when he's crying, like when he falls over, their dad will be like, big boys don't cry.
Yeah.
So they just grow with that mentality that I'm a man, I'm alpha, I'm this, I can't cry. So
You're
yeah.
supposed to cry.
Especially black guys, particularly, that I feel like, even that they'll be going through so much. Like, I know so many people, they're going through so much, but because they've got to live up to what their friends see them as, and not what's really going on inside and their reality, not living their reality, they're suffering and they're suffering and suffering. Then that even goes into the extremes of even suicide and stuff.
You're very strong-headed, you know. You're trying to live up to something, not at the end of the day.
But yeah, I remember Ruva was just saying, yeah, that something about uni triggers, that you triggers people with it, you trigger people. Do you guys think, like, what elements in uni, like, since, because we're all first year, right? What elements that so far you've gone through that you can say that, yeah, this can really push it?
Money.
the biggest depression ever.
Considering how much we get now, it's not enough because I need to eat. I'm gonna go home. I need to eat. It's just not enough.
A lot of people that thought that, yes, my loan's coming, I live in an accommodation, but I'm not gonna pay my rent. That's one of the worst things you can do, because you may think, because I live there, or because maybe I'm friends with the manager or security guard, they'll be lenient with the payment. But at the end of the day, like, this is legitimate transaction.
In as well,
trying
to find where you belong. I feel that's the hardest thing for me, especially.
Oh, what, as in like moving in, not knowing whether you're gonna vibe with everyone.
Like, for me, like, I've suffered from mental health, so it was like having somebody to fall back on, that like back where I'm from. Like, I have someone to go talk to. When you're in uni, it's like, okay, cool, you're independent, live by yourself. Like, okay, who's gonna understand how I feel? Where do I go when I feel down? Like, who's gonna believe me? Who's not? Who's gonna, like? It's different. It's a very big change.
Yeah, I hear that. Changes are definitely one big reason, big thing with uni. But with finance, that's where the government plays, isn't it? Where government plays, because there's a lot of pressure on us when we're going to uni, innit? Just to work hard, to make sure that you do well in the first year, also to make friends and stuff, and then along with it, you've got to now sort out your own finances. Normally your parents are the ones that sort that out for most people.
Also, time management in university can be quite a problem when you want to be working, or you know, you might need to do something else that's maybe not as important as getting schoolwork done. So let's say schoolwork and then actual paid work, being able to balance them, it can be balancing time,
Time management.
Just knowing the balance between everything as well and stuff, and you can just get frustrated, and then like, if you don't have the right things, people around you or influences, things can just go left. Do you think that the university, so regarding like people who form mental health issues in university, or they've came but like university's making their mental health like deteriorate, would you say the government could do more to help? In what way?
There's more you could do, like, but then I feel like at the same time, as young people, you don't really take advantage of what's in front of us. Like, I'm pretty sure there's so many facilities here that somebody who might be suffering from mental health can go and look for, but it's not in our faces. Like, majority of the time, like, even for example, when I went through depression, there's probably so many things that I could have went and done. But because I'm going through depression, I'm not going to want to go out there and talk to people. Do you get what I mean? I feel like if it was a bit more in our faces, like when there's events, like look how much food events we have going on here. Everyone knows about it. There's posters up everywhere. When it's something with like a negative connotation, like mental health, it's kind of hidden away. Do you get what I mean? Yeah,
something that's not touched. That makes sense. People are just not sure how to go about it and stuff. At the end of the day, people need help, innit? Like, I had a friend from another university. She started going through depression, and she wasn't able to manage with all the assignments and just the expectations, and just wanting to make her parents proud. And like, she told her lecturer like she had depression, like she's depressed, like she genuinely is depressed, and the lecturer laughed at her and just like the lecturer just never took her seriously, and just like, like, grow up. The lecturer told her grow up, like grow up. And she tried to seek help from the university, and apparently now, because I had to do some research because it was just mad when I heard this, some universities it takes up to 3 months to get a counselling session.
That's not safe. It takes about a second to kill yourself. So for you to even wait 3 months, what can happen within that 3 months? Because you're waiting 3 months doesn't mean the person below you is gonna wait for you to get help. It just doesn't work like that.
If you ask for help.
Yeah,
3 months, 3 different months.
Not just university.
Anything can happen in those
3 months.
You don't know if a person's suicidal.
It took me 3 months as well to get the right help I needed as well.
And that's down to facilities that the government needs to provide, or lacks providing, because money's being spent on other things. So yeah, like, it's just mad.
People just don't take mental health seriously.
It's true. That just goes to show that if the government and our own university are willing to help us, we gotta help each other when it comes to people.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like schools as well, because when I was in college and I was told to get a counsellor. They told me it was going to take me probably to the end of the year to get one.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
I
Yeah,
had
it's
to go
ridiculous.
private. My form tutor referred me, and I had to go private, and I was able to see someone within like 2 weeks. So I feel like schools, they have one counsellor on site for like 2,000 students.
That's not going to help. Yeah.
When you notice that things are going wrong, it takes a toll on you because if it's going wrong for you, you don't know how it could affect your parents, you don't know how it could affect your family, you don't know how it could affect people's perception of you, which at the end of the day, it isn't all that important, but because of the generation we live in, perception
It plays a big part, yeah.
So there are a lot of things that will just be weighing you down, and you won't even notice until you crack.
Right. Is there anything where you guys feel like is misunderstood, like around mental illness in general, like in general?
Just that can happen to anyone. Like so many people, especially like strong people, feel like it will never happen to them. Like I personally feel like I'm a very strong person. I was in a situation where I was proper low at one point. Like I think that's one of the things, like denial. Like, especially thinking from like where you've been raised from, where you come from. Like no, that will never happen to me. I'll never do that. Kind of got to realise that it can happen to anyone. Like anything can set someone off, like a minorist thing. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, it comes back. It honestly comes back. You could think you've gotten better. Like there's times when I've gotten better and I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm back on my feet. And it takes like the smallest thing to trigger you to fall back where you came from. And it's just, because you're constantly going up and down the roller coaster, people think it's a joke. And it's not.
So wait, hold on, just a question. To those of you who have gone through like some sort of mental illness or whatever and stuff, if you can say, what do you think made you get to that point? What triggered you? Like what made you feel like, oh, like it's too much? Because I'm sure there's gonna be people who's watching this who might be going through similar stuff, and it's just the idea of preventing before the event in it. So I just wanted to know like what kind of situations like led you guys into like your mental illness and stuff. Cause I know A1, you were just saying before that some you're just born with.
If it's something that you're born with, the best thing you can do is look to your family for help, because obviously they know that you've been born into it. And so at the end of the day, family is all you're gonna have to fall back on when you don't have your friends from school or university. So if you're dealing with a mental disorder that you've already been born with, just know that you're not alone in it at all. That there are people there that will help you. And then at the end of the day, you just gotta look at yourself and try to help yourself. The stronger you believe you are, the stronger you will become, in my opinion.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because you said, when you said born into it, I thought you meant as though like you're born into a home that's already like just at its lowest points in it. Because you said, oh, like speak to a family member in it. What if it's like the family members that's giving you that depression anyways? Do you get what I mean?
Because that can happen.
Yeah, so who'd you look to then? Because like for me, my situation was I wasn't getting like enough support from my family anyways. So it was like, who do I look to? Like I can't really talk to my friends. Because we used to talk about people.
What makes you think
like,
you can't talk to your friends?
No, because it was a thing where we used to talk about people who commit suicide and we're just like, why would they do this kind of thing? Do you get what I mean? So when I'm talking about, oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like what do I really say? I'm depressed, like they won't take me seriously, do you get what I mean? It's like, who do you speak to?
I think if anything, you can't speak to someone, it's best to find a release.
Right.
Because I feel like, especially a lot of the time, even though your friends are your closest people, I feel like sometimes it's easier talking to a person that you don't know, if anything. So even if that's not an option, find a release. Like, it sounds silly, but find something to do. Like, I started reading books. I started doing activities that I didn't think, like even like taking a walk in the park, like clearing my head. Like,
Just that find a safe relief, because some people
like
self-harm.
Exactly.
So many people claim they have depression. So now if I was to say I have depression, people are like, oh, here she goes again. I think it's been looked down on so much that people don't even take it seriously anymore. So I think people are scared to admit that they have depression because of what society and other people think about them. This is emotional.
So yeah, I was gonna say, what tips would you guys give people to, if they have a mental illness, to make things easier on them, or like to avoid even like forming like something like depression or anxiety or something like that, what would you say is the best idea or like something that people can do
Be
to avoid
hasty.
that?
Don't wait to like proper damage. If you see yourself cracking, look
To help,
fix
like
it
it's not
as soon
a
as
shame to
possible.
get help.
Yeah, exactly that. No one's gonna hate you for it. People are actually gonna respect you a lot more for being honest with yourself and then being honest with them. So the quicker you realize something like that, the better, because it's only gonna benefit you.
Yeah.
And you're not alone. I'm sure it's an actual known fact. Everyone gets depressed at least once in their life.
Exactly.
So you're the only one. You'll be alright. I promise.
I feel like the first step is definitely like to talk to someone, innit?
Yeah.
Because it's a thing where some people, like me, innit, when I'm upset, like no one can really tell, innit? Because I'm just someone who makes people laugh all the time. Like no one will be like, oh, like what's wrong with him? Do you get what I mean? So definitely talk to someone, because no one, you could be in a situation where people just see you as happy. Do you get what I mean? No one really knows if you're upset or depressed or whatever. So definitely talk to someone.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ooh, and another thing is as well, if you know you're depressed, talk to a professional as well, because I think what I ended up doing, like I went online and I started like self-diagnosing myself.
Don't Google.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the
Don't
worst.
Google it. Like if you feel yourself feeling some type of way, honestly, go talk to a professional straight away. Don't self-diagnose, because it can just go wrong.
Yeah, following on what Sephora said earlier, like after you've spoken to like maybe a professional and you still feel like you need help, maybe you could look out for other people that show kind of the symptoms of hiding it, like how Vito was saying, or people that make jokes a lot, but you don't really, I don't know, you don't really see them enjoying when they're not trying to make jokes. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Just make sure.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just make sure you can.
Yeah, people always
when
seem
you
to
go
be.
help someone
Yeah.
else, you're helping yourself in it, because you can see things in them that you may not have seen in yourself, and if you're able to help them with it, obviously you'll be able to help yourself with it.
Yeah, like going back to Vito again, like me, I'm a very like happy person, but inside sometimes I'm just like very upset, and it's like sometimes, especially in uni, you don't know who to talk to, so you just keep it inside, and it's worse in uni. I think for me it was worse in uni than in school. Because in school you can talk to someone, but here it's like 10 times worse. It was like you have no one to talk to. Who can you talk to?
I feel like don't underestimate it as well. Like, or don't be embarrassed about it as well. Like a lot of the time when you go through something, like for example, mine started from like a mentally abusive relationship, and I thought if everybody heard like that a boy or somebody else is making me feel like that, they're not really gonna take me seriously, or it's gonna like change their perception of me. Like no matter what it is, how you're feeling, like you shouldn't feel like that at the end of the day, and you should be feeling 10-10. So don't underestimate what you're feeling, and like your pain or discomfort kind of thing is different to everybody else's at the same time.
Yeah, funny off what she said, I get what she means, because my one, I hate to say it, but it started through bullying. So I kind of like built this wall. Like I know when a lot of you guys probably meet me, oh my gosh, she's so rude. It's just like I built this wall. Like, I'm just so defensive. Like you can't get through to me. I can be very raw when I talk, and it's not the greatest thing. But eventually, that's what led to me to get even more depressed, because it's like, okay, I'm upset. If I'm angry, I just used to lash out. Doesn't really help. Didn't help me get any better. Didn't want to see anyone. And when I did, I tried some sort of therapy. Didn't work for me. And I think there's so many different ways you can get help out there. So you kind of got to explore as well. But like we said, talk to a professional, because you don't know what's going to work for you.
To add like to what she said, like with this, it's kind of a hard topic to give advice on, because my way of getting but like getting over it is different to hers. Hers is different to his. So I feel like obviously the first thing is just to talk to someone, and you'll definitely find something that will help you release that.
They were like not to hold it in, to talk to people about it. For me, I've held it in for so long and I just didn't know what to do. And then coming to uni, it makes it worse, because there's no familiar faces, you're not used to the surroundings, and then it all just gets to you.
Just because you're at university, your family hasn't perished, they're still there whenever you need them. They're just a phone call away, a text away. I know the things that go on in university, it's not everything you can tell your parents, but they're just something that you should open up about, because you won't be able to tell the people in university, because they're not as permanent as your family is.
but
That's very
it's
true.
hard to like give advice on.
Yeah, that's very true because I was bullied since like year 7 and I didn't talk to anyone till year 11. So from then it was just building up, getting worse, getting 10 times worse, like self-harming, suicide thoughts and all that. So definitely good to talk to someone.
Cool. And yeah, I'd say lastly, regardless of whatever situation you're in, try and get yourself out of stressful situations or things where you know is going to lead you into stress. Whether that could be friends, that could be a relationship, that could be somewhere you're going to see that's going to be wasting your time and is going to cause you stress. So you can see it from the future before it's even happening. If you can sense that it's going to cause you discomfort, let's take yourself out of the situation before you can end up in a bad place. So yeah, I don't really know if there's any much more to say on this and stuff, just apart from to literally get help and if you're in some sort of situation.
At the end of the day, the world that we live in, you're going to be put in
Constantly, it's about your responses, yeah.
Just make sure that if you can, be as positive as you can about it, and see that not every bad thing that happens is a bad thing for life. The bad thing could eventually turn into a good thing, but the more you're positive about it, the more you can breathe happiness in yourself and the people around you. So that's just a good way to, I guess, cope. But at the same time, don't be afraid to feel as well. If you're hurt, you can cry.
True. Obviously, we're just talking off what we know or ourselves from our own experiences and stuff. So if you feel there's more we could have said, please let us know in the comment section below. It's a thing where no one's really experts, but no one here is experts in it, so we can only go off how we've dealt with things, how we've seen people around us deal with things, and how, yeah, just how to make life easier for yourself. So yeah, I'll put, in fact, even in the description box, I'll even put like the websites for young people, like outreach programs and stuff like that. You can call a hotline number and stuff. I believe even Childline somewhat deals with this, or like, if you're to even call that number as well. And Childline goes to what age? What ages?
I think it's like up to 16 or 18.
Seriously?
I thought it was up to 18.
I think it's up to 18.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna do some research on that specific thing. I'm gonna put that in the description box below. So yeah, I put everyone's socials below as well. And yeah, have a good week, people. Bye, y'all.